Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday, December 5th, 2019 School Board Reorganization Meeting. If you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Benko, could we have the roll call, please?
Mrs. Britton? Mr. Cook?
Here.
Mr. Deschaux?
Here.
Mr. DeLauder?
Here.
Mr. Eifert?
Here.
Mr. Emig?
Here.
Mrs. Herman?
Here.
Mrs. Maley?
Here.
Mr. Rawhauser?
Here.
8 members are present.
Okay, at this time, we'll move into the reorganization portion of tonight's meeting. First portion is the election of a temporary board president. So at this time, I would like to call for nominations from the floor for a temporary board president.
I nominate Steve.
Okay. Mr. Cook has been nominated. Are there any other nominations for temporary president? Hearing none, and if there are no further objections, I declare the nominations closed. Okay. With only one nomination, our board secretary will cast the ballot for Steve Cook for temporary board president.
At this time, then I'm going to ask Mrs. Benko to administer the oath of office for the new.
Just give me 1 minute, please.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh.
You need to vote. Oh,
Got it.
open, sorry.
Got distracted.
Now you can vote. Now we are good.
Okay.
Good. All right. All right. At this time, then, we ask Ms. Benko to administer the oath of office to the recently elected school board members.
Okay. If I could have Mr. Deschaux, Mr. Eifert, Mrs. Herman, Mrs. Maley, and Mr. Rawhauser please stand. You could repeat after me, please. I state your name.
Nathan Eifert.
Do solemnly swear that I will support,
Do solemnly swear that I will support,
obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
and Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations once again for your service, and welcome back. At this time, we will move into the election of our board president for a 1-year term. At this point, I would like to open the floor for nominations for the office of president of the school board.
Nominate Mr. Eifert.
Are there any others? Seeing or hearing no others, I will declare that the nominations be closed. And with only one nomination, I'll ask that our board secretary cast a ballot for Mr. Eifert to serve as school board president.
your vote.
The motion is approved. Congratulations, Mr. Eifert.
Thank you.
So you'll pass.
Pass the paper.
That's right.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the support, and I consider it an honor to serve with all of you in this important role in our community. So, thank you. Okay, with this, we will move then into the election of our board vice president for a one-year term. So at this time, I'd like to call for nominations from the floor for board vice president.
I would like to nominate Mr. DeLauder.
Are there any other nominations at this time? Okay, hearing none, I declare the nominations closed. And with that, I will ask our board secretary to cast the ballot for Mr. DeLauder for board vice president. Okay. Congratulations, Mr. DeLauder. Would you like to make a statement?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. With that, we will then move into some of our other action items for this evening, and that would be board committee organization for 2020. So at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to appoint the board committee representatives for 2020. They are here in front of you for curriculum, professional development, and comprehensive planning. Do I have to read all the names for this, Mr. Pratt, or they can just see them here? Okay, so we have the committee. We have for Facilities Committee and Safe and Supportive Schools, Human and Fiscal Resource Committee, and the Capital Project Steering Committee. So again, at this time, I'd entertain a motion to appoint the board committee representatives for 2020.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, Mrs. Benko? And the motion carries. Next, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the board meeting dates for 2020 that were attached to our agenda for this evening.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or discussion? Hearing none. Mrs. Benko? And the motion carries. Okay, now I'd like to entertain a motion to designate Dr. Patricia Maloney as the district's Title IX coordinator as per the policy.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, Mrs. Benko. And the motion carries. Congratulations, Dr. Maloney. Would you like to make a statement? And finally, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve Mr. Bradley Perkins as the district's school safety and security administrator as required per policy.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Mrs. Benko, I will be abstaining from this vote because Mr. Perkins is my brother-in-law.
Sorry, 1 second.
And the motion carries. Now we have our public comment period. This is for any items on or off of the agenda. Dom or Pat, would you like to say anything? All righty then. Board President's communication, we did have an executive session prior to this meeting to practice our little script here and to discuss some personnel matters as well as an update on the Crawltown sale. I do not have any other communication items from a board president standpoint. Do any other board members have any other comments for tonight? Hearing none, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.